What's up, good people, and welcome back to the channel today for another interview. Because at this point now, he's not even a special guest because that's my guy, that's my brother right there. And you've seen him plenty of times here on the channel, but ultimately, you've seen him as K-9 on BMF Season 2. I have no other than Ray Lawrence. Ray, my guy, how you feeling today?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. How you doing?
Good, man. Good, man. Hollywood, you made some time to come hang out with your boy, man. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, all the way up, my guy. All the
Yeah,
way up.
I had to. You my guy, man. Got this flight later to Atlanta, but I got to stop in checking with you.
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm extremely proud of you, man. You are a superstar for real, for real. Everybody recognize that. You out here can't even go to the restaurant, get you a bite without somebody trying to cop a picture with you, my guy.
Right. That's
But
true.
ultimately, from and we talk all the time, but for the show purposes here, just from the premiere, the massive media tour that you went on, and then now, like you said, just kind of kicking it out in public here and there. What has this experience for BMF season 2 been for you?
Oh man, it's been even more crazy than I expected, to be honest. Just the love from everywhere. First started kind of doing like a tour, I guess you would say Atlanta, right? Because we were filming in Atlanta. So, you're getting love here in the mall and love here uh, in restaurants, Cheesecake Factory, Apple. But the best moment was in New York, man. Oh my gosh. New York, it was love like no other, man. I'm leaving a fashion show. I couldn't even leave the block. Everybody wanted to take pictures, and it happened to me on stage in Atlanta too, when I was on stage just talking about the process. But New York been something else, man. That was an unbelievable feeling. I didn't want to leave New York after that. I'm like, man, everybody, I go to the clubs, the DJs, and everybody's showing love. It's been amazing, man. And I'm hosting parties every weekend during the week, like so it's been tremendous and a lot of love. People seeing me in the airports and anywhere on the streets and yeah, man, the thuggest of the thugs come up to me and show love. So yeah, it's an unbelievable feeling, man.
You had any weird interactions? Because listen, like I said it plenty of times to you, I've said it plenty of times in our coverage here. I'm like, listen, like, you a cool, smooth dude,
Yeah.
but so is K-9, but he also a killer.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he
exactly.
exactly the person I don't want to meet ever. Cause you're like, man, that dude cool. Next thing you know, you done got shot in the head.
Right.
Has there been a fan that has proceeded with caution with you, shall we say?
I believe some do, because people don't know if they can come up to me. But I'm a nice guy. Outside of what people see on BMF, and I really noticed it. I was hosting a party, and then all my boys was right in front of me, so you can see everybody's looking over and they're hesitating to come. There was a few girls that came over and took a picture, but the other people were just looking like they didn't want to come over. They was like, I don't know if I should come over to this guy. And one girl came up to us in the Cheesecake Factory in Atlanta, and she was like, "Man, I have nightmares because of you." So it's been crazy. So I know a lot of people. Some people are scared to come up to me, but I'm a nice person. I don't bite. K9 bites. The K9 is what you see on screen. But yeah, I've had those weird transactions.
Yeah. I'm
Or
not
me.
gonna tell folks to invade your space, but listen, like, yeah, check my man out if you see him. Just be polite about it, all right?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, listen, crazy episode 7,
Yeah,
both sides of the fence, which premiered tonight. Listen, we talked, and this is without spoilers or anything. You didn't spoil anything, nor did I know anything, but you said, hey man, listen, episode 7.
yeah, yeah.
And like, honestly, and I said this last week in our review, like, I was already anticipating episode 7 to be nuts, and episode 6 was nuts, and I was like, well, shit, if episode 6 is nuts, episode
Right,
7 is about to be crazy.
crazy.
What
Yeah,
indeed it was. K-9 out here just shooting his mom in the head. Like,
Yeah.
listen, there's a lot to make here, and there's really
Right.
there's no questions here, but one.
Yeah.
I truly need to know. Actually,
One.
there is a lot of questions here. I need to know, when you read this in the script, what were
Yeah.
you thinking? Talk me through the filming process of this.
Yeah.
Obviously, your co-actors in this scene,
Yeah.
and then the story. Is there
Right.
a story behind this? Because this ain't just a thing that I feel like you just throw in the television. I know, and we also need to kind of go back, because we also need to fill in the audience here. But just how much you really stepped into this K-9 role. Like, yeah,
Right.
you're a phenomenal actor.
Thank
Your audition, and that was that's a part of a normal person's process into getting into this, but
you.
you
Yeah.
really immersed into this character,
Thank you.
from meeting the family, and just gaining all the mannerisms and everything, really becoming K-9,
Right.
to the point that I would have had to think that you would have seen this and thought like, okay, hold on, somebody need to tell me something here, because
Right.
this,
Right.
this
Right.
is wild. So with all of that being said,
Yeah.
it is story time. Talk me through this all, because I didn't even know this one. So
Yeah.
let's talk.
It's story time. From what I understand, that this happened to somebody close to the family, but not the mother.
Okay.
Um, I think they just want to show how ruthless K-9 was. Where I don't think anybody have ever seen this done on TV or a movie before. And yeah, it was it. Yeah, man. When I read it, I was like, "Oh, this is nice." And it's funny because, well, really not funny in real life, but when everybody on it from the cast, Da Vinci, and everybody's like, "Man," kept telling me, "You shoot your mom, bro. That's crazy." And you would hear that throughout the whole time filming. This dude shoots his mom. That's how you know he is batshit crazy. Sorry to say that, but he's like, yeah, he's pretty much crazy. So pretty much getting in the role at this time, like you said, I was immersed in the role. Like, at this point, I've met the family. So now I'm getting, more info on K-9. As I said, when I first started, the research I've done, now meeting the family and hearing stuff that they were telling me about him. So now I'm fully invested. And yeah, this moment you see K-9 is, we see what happened in episode 6, to where the Colombian Connect is coming for this 20 million. So right now, I think what people forget, because I've been seeing a lot of, I would see videos, I would see messages on Twitter of, why, how comes K-9, owes 20 million, or K-9 is broke, this dude owes 20 million. But people don't got to understand, you really go back to episode 1, he tells Cena, "You're ungrateful. Like, I saved your life," and it's the thanks I get. So pretty much what he's saying is, this 20 million was your life. So it's a respect thing. It's a principle thing. That's what K-9 is saying. Hey, I saved your life. This 20 million, you gotta have to eat it. So that's the reason why he doesn't want to pay up. Maybe K-9 has a 20 million, maybe not. But at this point, when he shoots his mother, think about it. He saves Cena, right? Saved his life, and now he's coming for this $20 million. So he can't get work from the Colombian Connect. His mom steals from him. So at this point, he's over everybody. He's like, all right, now y'all ain't respecting me. And he's a man of respect. So at this
Yeah.
point, he just blows up, shoots his mother. It's just all hell breaks loose at this point with K-9 on the Connect. His mom's stealing from him. And he's just like, all right, you know what? I thought y'all understood. You need to respect me, and I guess you guys aren't. I'm making an example, and that's the highest level you make an example. Your mother, man.
Yeah.
So and when people would see it, when the extras that was in the scene and everybody was in the scene, this scene, everybody jumped. When I did the scene, everybody just jumped and was like, it felt real. That's how it was, until when I went out, you would see everybody, man, oh man, yo, you're crazy, man. You did your thing. And that between us, well, now people here, but you'll hear it first. We shot it a different way, actually. It was actually really, really raw. So the version you seen was the PG version. It was actually like, I grabbed her neck, and then I put her on the ground, and boom. shoot her in the head. That's how we originally did it. And then also I stepped over her. So after I shoot her and I say what I say, I walk over her. So that was even raw. So I don't know what happened with that cut. I don't know if it was just too rugged. But yeah, this was the PG version you guys saw. If it was the other version, oh man. The other version was pretty crazy. So but we know in filmmaking business things change.
Yeah.
So it was dubbed down, but it was actually, yeah, it was way worse.
That-
But yeah, all the extras in the scene jumped up uh when I did that scene, and they were scared. So literally everybody in the room was scared. And I was just really just locked in. I was really locked in at that moment, and it wasn't. You just didn't see it was the mom. It was just somebody else that disrespected, and I had to make an example, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so that would happen at that point, but it never happened in real life. He didn't shoot his mother in the
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, because
that wasn't true.
I think at this point now, if the narrative was that K-9, Allen Iverson, his mother, beyond the shooting thing, the, 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 the amount of memes that would have came out of this, like, oh man, my man shot his mom, and then Tyrone Luther stepped right over
Right,
her.
right. I know, man. You understand? I really wish that part would have came out the way we did it. I
Yeah,
really did. It just would have turned it up so much of a notch.
yeah,
Um, but even if you didn't actually see it, it still has a good effect. But
yeah.
way different. You
It.
actually see exactly how it went down.
I think what I think is really good about this is that the initial shooting her, I don't think it's very much implied that it's his mother until the end.
Right.
And I
Yes.
think that is magical to do that, because you just like, oh, he just shot another chick. I mean, what's that? The K-9, he'll off anybody. And then the other one, when it's the lesson about family here, and it's just like, wait, hold on,
Yeah.
what?
What?
Hold on here.
Yeah. Exactly.
I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute.
Right. Right. Yeah. And this is the same. Actually, when I read the script, I was thinking the same way too. That it's not fully implied. That was he says "ma," but again, right in the current terms, "ma" just means female. That's what we call females at this time.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
don't think it was fully implied. Even when Da Vinci would mention it, he said his old girl. So it still wasn't implied that it was his mom. But remember,
yeah,
Detroiters say it different. If it was from New York,
yep,
you just said "mom, get your butt up" or whatever. Uh, so yeah, you would have to really know, like at the end, where you'd be like, "Oh, wow, did he really shoot his mom?" Um, but yeah, I would have loved to be able to emphasize it at that time, that when he shoots her, so people know at that time versus finding out probably towards the end, depending on how you take the ma and how you take old lady.
yeah, yeah, yeah. What a just an insane turn of events with this
Yeah,
episode.
yeah. That was crazy, man.
Man, was it? On that note, and obviously, getting the opportunity to talk to you, getting the opportunity to check out the episode before it airs, in terms of our coverage and whatnot. I had saw this sort of debate going on about who was more menacing between Lamar and Omar,
Yeah.
and I was very quickly about to get my own self in trouble. I was like, y'all did y'all see what Kate? Oh wait, that ain't air yet, but like,
Right. Yeah,
because
I think after this episode, they might be like, "I told you so." Some people like, "I told you so." It was so crazy. I remember it was one girl on Twitter. She was like, I think after what was it? Oh, the lips. I think cuff the lips, and she said, "Yeah, I told you." Hands down, not worth to Lamar. Yeah, so it's gonna be good to see see these comments after 8 p.m.
Yeah.
You can see those comments. Gonna be cool to see.
Listen, you know, what I already know, but now the world knows is that you're just a phenomenal actor and again for your fantastic media run. And I am not just talking about speaking with folks like me, but I'm talking like, you know, the independent outlets, the major outlets, news, broadcast, radios, all of that sorts of different things.
Thank you.
Um, what has the work been like afterwards now? Because I could imagine your agents working overtime
Yeah, yeah.
and even if none of that is true, I could
Mhm.
imagine that the ambition has rose to an all-time high for you because no whether you knew it now or then, I think it's a lot of validation that you know that you belong and you got the talent, and that could just only just fuel you to just want to do more and more and more. So on that notion, what's sort of been the mindset throughout all of this?
Yeah, I have got a few offers for films, uh, TV. I've been getting a couple few auditions, but direct offers for movies now. And the conversation is different for sure. After BMF, yeah, it's been where people and in the other side of the business, the decision makers would contact me and man, we love your work and you hear it from your team, and it's always good. And I was on my phone with my lawyer earlier today, and we was talking about a project, and she was like, "Man, I love your work with BMF. I can't wait to see what's next." So I think the anticipation for my next project is going to be pretty high, especially getting the fans. I think my IG went up crazy today. I don't know what happened out there. Like it just jumped. I'm like, I don't know who posted it. But I've been getting a lot of posts, man. Like it's been the the line where I say I don't drink, get high, or go out to clubs. What do you do for fun? I make money. That's been skyrocketing. This guy that got 1 million views off
Yeah.
of that, and I don't know if that's circulating. Uh, but yeah, I get a lot of offers now are coming in, and you can get some low offers too. Uh, but yeah, for people to I love the fact that people are able to see my work and want to offer me the job versus audition. Don't get me wrong, I do love the audition process, but when it probably comes to certain projects, I like the fact that I'm being offered now versus having to put this on tape. And I'm like, am I real? I've done something like this. If you've seen, so yeah, so some of these projects now, it's been I don't have to audition. So I really truly appreciate that because we love all the process of the business, the audition process, and stuff like that. So to be able to get offers more than one, now not just once in a while, but frequently,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
I love it, man. Validation at its finest here. Going back into tonight's episode because I know folks want to know more about the mindset of K-9. So we got two very important questions here.
Yeah.
One, what if Raisin wasn't handled the way
Right.
Raisin was handled? What had K-9 done? Because we know K-9 smart. Nobody's playing him.
Yeah.
So what at some point, things would have had to come to a head. What would that scene have been like?
Oh yeah. Well, look what he did to his mom. I think Raisin would have been different. Uh, so pretty much the same thing would happen with Travis back in episode 3. That would have happened to Raisin, had Raisin come back and I find out what was going on. And it would have been right in front of me. I would have set an example, just like I did with Big Al, just like he saw at the basketball court. It would have been another demonstration with Raisin. And Meech got to him before I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he respect Meech so much. That's why he tells Meech, I would have done the same thing too.
Yeah.
I would have figured out a way to cut the middleman out. And yeah, Raisin
Okay.
would have been handled. Either
And then
which way.
yeah, man, it would have been the scene I would have been waiting for. But Meech, got his credit, even though Meech isn't a killer.
Right.
But it is what it is. But we did get sort of the promotion with Meech, sort of that solidarity amongst the two of them, but also just affirming to me that you're now a boss. Talk about a couple of different things here.
Mhm.
Was this true? Was this truly an acknowledgement, or is this K-9 playing the game? And was this something that did happen in real life between the two of them? And
Mhm.
whether it happened in the sense or whatnot, but was it sort of a passing of the torch, or not even a passing of a torch, but just an acknowledgement that, like, listen, we eye to eye now. You're not my like trainee anymore
Right.
now. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So kind of connect the dots for me here.
Yeah. So I think definitely at this point, he's seen the way Meech led. Sorry, I K-9 sees the way Meech led his team and the way he goes about things. So I think it's definitely an acknowledgement. Okay, you reached my level. You reached this level. So
Yeah.
now it's not a handing of the torch, but you're able to sit at the table with myself and whoever else is at the table. I think that's the acknowledgement at this point. With Meech, all of the stuff that Meech has done that he's seen from the bringing the work back and passing through the drug dogs to taking the bus to
Yeah.
going to bring Travis. Didn't bring Travis, but throw him back dead, and then to figuring out a way to get rid of Raisin, which because at the same time, think about it, he was actually doing it at the same time for K-9 too. He Raisin was going behind K-9's back, so at the same time he was doing that, and Meech saw that and he handled it. So everything that he's doing, this is something that K-9 would have done, and was like, okay, now you can have a seat at the table. Not a pass on the torch, but you can sit at the table with K-9 at this point. Just like
But
Jordan and Kobe. You sit at the table. You ain't passing me, but you can sit at the table.
it is and honestly, this episode really leaves me with just, and things are wide open now. Who
Yeah.
knows what's to come for these final few episodes of this season. One, hopefully we get more K-9, and I'm not saying this to be biased, but I love how K-9 adds this really sadistic side to these bosses, but smooth in doing so. And just really shakes up everything that you think may go one way, but actually goes another. Because
It goes
I mean, listen, beyond us knowing that Meech is alive in real life,
right.
if that factor wasn't in here, you're like, oh yeah, well, one of the brothers is gone right here.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So we have a little bit of bias on that note, but at that point, it's like, but everybody else is on the table. So who is about to get got right now? Because he may
Right.
not be
Yes,
happy. And it
exactly.
could be his mother, it could be some bartender in there, it could be anybody in there. And
Somebody's
I just
going, yeah.
love that.
Yeah, it's definitely I think this episode did heighten everything.
Yeah.
Watching what's going on with everybody else's story outside of K-9.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely did heighten a lot of things. You definitely don't know what's gonna happen next. It was just all sort of things that just went, wait, what? What happened? So it's a pretty intense episode, man. Pretty
Yeah.
intense episode.
And listen, I know you can't say anything, but I'll just throw it out there.
Yeah.
If we get some K-9 and Goldie love, or if we get some K-9 and Boom interaction, or K-9 and Lamar,
Yeah.
these are things I'm sure will completely blow the top off this series. And
Yeah.
I don't know if it happens. I don't know how it happens, but if
Yeah.
it is a possibility, it would be amazing to see bosses talking to other bosses. And what does that look like?
What this
Because
conversation look like. Yes.
so we're going to see, and I think Boom is the one that I'm leaning towards has to, because they mentioned there's a lot of product, here,
Yeah, it's
and
a lot.
they're going to force folks to have to buy from them, and that's going to make a lot of people unhappy. So we're going to
Yes,
have to
sir.
see.
Mhm.
Listen, my guy. One, keep doing what you're doing, because as much as we can keep talking BMF, we're gonna have to talk all your other projects coming down the line once those things drop.
Thank
Folks, y'all already, if you're following them on social media, already know you got to pull up to those viewing parties. It's
you.
no brainer when you want to watch BMF. with K-9 himself. This is the way to do it. It's an experience you don't want to miss out on. And you're good. It's safe.
Exactly. You're safe. You're safe. That's first and foremost. You're all safe.
Oh man. But ultimately, you know, the seat's open. Let's do it again soon. And folks, y'all get in the comments. Y'all let us know all the questions you got for K-9. Let us know your thoughts about tonight's insane episode. This is episode 207, folks, of BMF. If you're just watching the interview and not watching the whole little recap review thing that we got going on here, follow him on all the social medias. Keep up with him. And as he said, things are just taking off. Listen, the whole theme of BMF season 2 was elevate, elevate, elevate. And that wasn't just a self-contained show thing for this show. The whole entire cast is leveling up. So you got to keep an eye out for them. And shit, we didn't even talk about it. Y'all got level 3. Y'all got season 3 on the way. It just announced that 2 Chainz and Neo are joining on. Listen, matter of fact, before, let me not wrap up real quick, because let me tell you what I was thinking when I saw this news.
Yeah.
I said 2 Chainz pulled up to the premiere and saw how everybody was moving, having a good time, and said, I need to get in on that. That right there tells you about your work, my guy. When you got somebody like 2 Chainz saying, like, man, I gotta get down with that, man.
I gotta get down with
and
this,
and there you go.
And Neo's part of Star's family too. He was able to do Step Up series. Yeah, part of Star's family. So, Stars have been taking care of people.
Yeah. And I don't know if I said this to you, but I'll say it on the record too. By being at the premiere, I heard those Stars folks whispering about you, man. They were digging what you were doing, man. I heard them talking about that opening scene, man. And obviously, I saw you networking. I saw y'all have y'all moment and whatnot. I leave that for you to share with whomever, because I'm sure that was a special moment. But if there had not been any other moment that made sense in terms of you doing the right thing, I'm sure that moment right there that night was nothing but validation that you're on the way. Here we are now. So
yeah, man. Yeah, it's been amazing, man. Definitely,
absolutely.
Shout out to Randy, 50 Cent, obviously, Heather, and the whole team at Stars. That gave me this opportunity, and I'm embracing it. And I guess you could probably consider this probably a breakthrough role. This was the role to do.
My guy. Like I said, folks, y'all get in the comments, show them some love, follow them on social media, and y'all already know what it is. We back with more interviews and content right here at Big O Belt Media real soon.